Hello dear students, welcome back again to Chinmoyee's biology channel. So today we are in the third part of this life processes. That is, first we have studied about nutrition, then we went through respirations in 2 episodes, and today is the transportation. So it's a very important part. So to know this part, stay tuned with what I am teaching and subscribe to my channel to get more updates on my lesson. So let's get started. Now, in life processes, we have already completed the respiration and nutrition part. So today we are here with transportation. So let's begin that transportation in humans. So we are starting here with an activity. So let us see what is there in this activity, and we will start with this activity only. So in this activity, they have told that visit a health center in your locality and find out what is the normal range of hemoglobin contents in human. So what is our normal hemoglobin content? I know till in 10th standard, I know you all will be knowing what is your hemoglobin content in blood. And is it same for children and adults? So is there any difference of hemoglobin levels in men and women? So we should know all this, right? So in men, obviously, the hemoglobin level is always higher than that of women. Now, these are the activities you should go and you should ask a doctor, you should ask you can say in the health center also you can ask. Now visit a veterinary clinic in your locality and find out what is the normal range of hemoglobin content in an animal like buffalo or cow. So like humans also, if you are visiting the veterinary doctor, they will be telling you the amount of hemoglobin content in cow or a buffalo or a dog or a cat. So is this content different from the calves, male or female animals? So you should compare that. You should analyze the results, right? So compare the difference seen in male and female human beings and that of male and female animals. So what would be the difference and how could you explain the difference? Okay, so that is in this lesson we are going to learn what is the basic difference between male and the female, and we will be discussing in today's topic. So let's get started. Now we have already seen in previous sections that it is transporting food, oxygen and waste materials. So transport of food we have studied in nutrition. So it's getting absorbed, it's getting assimilated in blood, and it is getting transported to all parts of our body. Now oxygen, we have seen in respiration also how there is a relation of oxygen with the blood. Now in class 9th we have learnt about the blood being a fluid connective tissue. So connective tissue means it connects the all parts of the body. Now blood consists of a fluid medium called plasma in which the cells are suspended. Okay, so in the plasma the cells are suspended. So oxygen is carried by the red blood corpuscles, that is the RBC. So red blood corpuscles, in other words, we can say the red blood corpuscles are RBC. So many other substances like salts also are transported by blood. Now we need a pumping organ to pump the blood throughout the body. So how can it be transported throughout the body? A network of tubes which are taking the blood to different parts of the body, reaching different tissues, organ systems, and ensure this network can be repaired if damaged. So what is happening there? We will see. So what is our pump? So the pumping station where the blood is pumped to different parts of the body, that is the heart. So heart is the pumping station of the blood. So this is the heart. So if you see the schematic section of human heart, this is heart. Okay. Now the heart is a big muscular organ. This is a muscular organ which has it is as big as our fist. Now if you make a fist, it is as big as our fist. So if you are a child, your fist will be small, your heart will be small. Now you are in 10th standard, you are grown up. So suppose you are 14-15-year-old child, right? So if you fold your hand, you will see your fist and the heart is the size of that only. Now because both oxygen and carbon dioxide have to be transported by the blood, the heart has different chambers to prevent the oxygen-rich blood from mixing with the blood containing the carbon dioxide. Right. So the carbon dioxide-rich blood has to reach the lungs so that it can be removed from the body. Carbon dioxide is to be removed and the oxygen blood need to be reaching the lungs, has to be brought back to the heart, because oxygen-rich blood is pumped to the rest of the body. So carbon dioxide-rich blood is pumped to the lungs so that it can be expelled out of the body, carbon dioxide, and oxygen rich blood is pumped into the heart so that it can be pumped to the rest of the body. So this is what is happening in the heart. So let us go to details of what is happening in the heart. So let us first discuss about the chambers of the heart. Okay. So we can follow this process step by step. Okay. So oxygen rich blood from the lungs, it comes to the thin walled chamber of the heart on the left, that is the left atrium. So where is the left atrium? Let us see that. This is the left atrium. So from the lungs to the left atrium, the oxygen rich blood is coming through the help of these pulmonary veins. Okay, so these pulmonary veins are bringing blood, oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium. Okay, so the left atrium relaxes when it is collecting the blood. So it's in relaxed mode when it is collecting the blood, and it then contracts when it is pushing the blood to the ventricle. So it then contracts while the next chamber, the left ventricle, is being filled up, and then the left ventricle relaxes so that the blood is transferred to it all. Now when the muscular left ventricle contracts in its turn, the blood is pumped out to the body. Okay, so it is being pumped out to the body. Now the deoxygenated blood is coming from where? The deoxygenated blood is coming from the upper part of the body as well as from the lower part of the body. So here we can see the deoxygenated blood, it's coming from the upper part of the body through the superior vena cava. So superior vena cava is bringing the blood from the upper part of the body, and inferior vena cava is bringing from the lower part of the body. So is it clear? So we can say that superior vena cava, it's bringing from the upper part of the body, whereas inferior vena cava from the lower part of the body it's bringing. So deoxygenated blood, it comes from the body, from the upper chamber, it is coming to the right ventricles, and this right ventricle, as in the left ventricle we have, in the left auricle we have seen that it is relaxing when it is receiving the blood. Same happens in the right auricle when it is receiving. It is just dilating, it is and when it is pushing the blood to the ventricles, it is contracting. So this transfer of blood to the right ventricle, when it turns, pumps it to the lungs for oxygenation, right? So this is the impure blood, this is the deoxygenated blood, so which is then again pushed to the, it is pushed to through the pulmonary arteries to the lungs for the oxygenation, because the deoxygenated blood, when pushed to the lungs, the carbon dioxide is to be expelled through the lungs, and this blood is to be purified with oxygen, and it should be oxygen rich so that it can again come to the heart and get pumped to the different parts of the body. So since the ventricles have to pump the blood into various organs, they have further thicker muscular walls than atria. So you can see the muscular walls of this ventricle is much fatter or thicker than that of the atrium, and valves ensure that these blood does not flow backwards when the atria and the ventricles contract. So there should be no backflow. So we should learn in details a bit about these valves. So what are these valves? What are the name of these valves, and how they are preventing the backflow of the blood? We will be discussing about that. So let's move on to the next slide. So we have discussed that the valves are preventing the backflow of the blood, whether it is oxygenated blood or it is deoxygenated blood. So in the left atrium, we know that it is oxygenated blood. So what is the valve present in between the left atrium and left ventricle? This is the mitral valve. So this is the mitral valve in between the left atrium and the left ventricle. In between the right atrium and the right ventricle, that is tricuspid valve. So in the base of the pulmonary artery, that is the pulmonary valve. So all the valves present in the mouth of these veins or arteries, they prevent the backflow of the blood into the previous part. Okay, so here in the base of the aorta, there is aortic valve. So this is aortic valve. In the base of the pulmonary artery is the pulmonary valve. In between the right atrium and the right ventricle is the tricuspid valve, and in between the left atrium and the left ventricle is the mitral valve, or it is also called the bicuspid valve. So is it clear? We are discussing about the four types of valves here. So bicuspid valve, or we can say this is tricuspid valve. So four types of, first one the mitral valve or the bicuspid valve, then comes the tricuspid valve, then we have discussed about the pulmonary valve, and last but not the least is the aortic valve. Okay, so these are all the four types of valves we are discussed in this lesson. Now, how the oxygen enters the blood in the lungs? Oxygen enters the blood in the lungs. So that we will see. So just let us see, the separation of the right side and the left side of the heart is useful to keep the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood from mixing. So they are separated. The left atrium, the right atrium, the left ventricle, the right ventricle, they are separated by the intraventricular septum and intra-auricular septum, because if they are not separated, they will be mixing the blood. So such separation allows a highly efficient supply of oxygen to the body. Now this is useful in animals that have high energy needs, such as birds, mammals, which is constantly using the energy to maintain their body temperature. Okay, so in animals that they do not use the energy for this purpose, the body temperature depends on the temperature of the environment. So they are adjusting their temperature not depending on the blood, they are depending on the environmental temperature. Such animals like amphibians and reptiles, they have three-chambered heart. Okay, and they tolerate the mixing of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood streams also, right? So these amphibians and reptiles, they are generally cold-blooded animals. They don't need their blood to maintain their body temperature. They are depending on the environmental temperature only. So they can tolerate some mixing of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood in their blood streams. Now fishes, on the other hand, have only two chambers of their heart, and the blood is pumped to the gills, is oxygenated there, and passes directly to the rest of the body. Thus the blood goes only once through the heart in the fish and during one cycle. On the other hand, it goes through the heart twice in each cycle in vertebrates. So for us, it's called double circulation. So this process we will learn in details by this diagram. Okay, so ours is double circulation, whereas in fish and all it's single circulation. So this is the schematic representation of transport and exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So ours is double circulation, and that should be studied in this details in the next part. Now let us first stress on the definition of what is single circulation and what is double circulation. So what is single circulation? In a single circulatory system, the blood will pass through the heart to gills, and then after purification, the blood will be distributed to different parts of the body. So this is happening in one cardiac cycle. It's completed, and since it is named as single circulation. So for example, it's happening in birds, fishes, reptiles and all. Now for us human beings and majority of the mammals, what is happening? The heart is the key organ of blood circulation, and the double circulation is an efficient way of circulation as it provides an effective way of circulation. And the main difference is that the blood follows two routes, one for the oxygenated blood and the other for the deoxygenated blood. Okay, so it's following two routes. It's not a simple process. It's following two routes, one for oxygenated and one for deoxygenated, and hence the name double circulation has been given. The majority of the mammals, including the humans, utilize a double circulatory system. So this we will now discuss how a double circulatory system is working. Now here, see the diagram over here. This is the diagram of a double circulatory system in human beings. So this is the heart. You know, this is the oxygenated blood which is reaching the left atrium, and it is going to the ventricle and through the aorta. It's being supplied to different parts of the body. So it's given through the blood tissue that's being supplied to the body. Now again, after being supplied to body from the lower, now we can say that inferior vena cava, that is the lower part of the body, the deoxygenated blood is reaching the right auricle, and the upper part also, like that only, from the superior vena cava, the deoxygenated blood is reaching the heart. Now this deoxygenated blood through the pulmonary artery, it's being carried to the lungs. Okay, and this deoxygenated blood, through this only carbon dioxide is being exhaled out of our body. Okay, now the pure oxygen rich blood, that is the oxygenated blood which is in the lungs, it is being through the pulmonary vein, it is being taken to the left atrium, and then from the left ventricle it's being transported throughout the body. So same cycle is being happening twice in this heart. Okay, one from heart to different parts of the body, again from different parts of the body to lungs, and from lungs to heart again. So the same blood is coming to the heart in 2 times, so it's a double circulation. So if you are learning this diagram properly, it will be very much clear for you that what is double circulation. You can just make it out that what is double circulation. So it's better you just go through this diagram. You just see the diagram, label it, and with the arrow marks you can just learn that which way the blood is coming out from the heart and it is entering different parts of the body, whereas again from the heart it is coming out and entering the lungs. So this is the cyclical process which is happening in between the body, the lungs and the heart. So it's a double circulation. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. So this blood pressure and all, what it is here, so the blood pressure, the lymph, the platelets and all, which is there in this transportation lesson, we will be dealing with that in the next class. Okay, till then you just go through the topics which I have discussed today. I have discussed about the structure of the heart. I have discussed about the double circulation, the valves present in the heart, and about the single circulation and double circulation. Just go through it once, learn, revise it with the diagram, with the label diagram, which is very important for your exam. Then in the next class itself, I'll be discussing about the blood pressure. We will discuss about the tubes, blood vessels, maintenance by platelets, lymph, and then we will start the transportation in plants. So for that you need to subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned, stay updated with all the lessons which I'll be posting in the next coming episodes. So stay tuned with all my lessons. Share it with your friends if you are liking my channel, and don't forget to like and comment in the comment box if you are having any doubts, any queries. Okay, still then subscribe to my channel and stay tuned always. Thank you.